Hello, and welcome to the video preview of the Windows Services Profiler, or WSP for short. If you guys are like me, then you're constantly changing the state of the services on your machine. The built-in utility that comes with Windows, the command line services.msc, allows you to see the current state of the services and essentially adjust each one of those individually. So if I wanted to go in and say change the startup type of a service to disabled, I could do that here, apply that, and I could also stop the service to shut it off as well. That's fine, but what I've come to find out is that can be very cumbersome, especially if you want to quickly change the state of services on your machine, and you have no ability to save or load profiles from this utility, save using a Windows user login. And I don't necessarily want to create different logins for all the different service states of my machine. I'd rather be able to quickly switch between them. So I created this utility called the Windows Services Profiler, and what I'll do is start that up now. The first thing I'm going to be prompted to do is to create a backup of the current state of my machine. So I'm going to create the backup, and you'll see that it's been created successfully. And then the next step is Windows Services Profiler is going to look and see if I have a profile created that matches the current setup of my machine, which I don't. So I'm going to create a new one, and we'll just call it My Profile. Now, here's the main window of WSP. I'm just going to quickly talk about the different sections. In the top left, I have the available profiles that are installed on this machine or saved to this machine. You'll see those in the list here. Each profile has various different commands that come with it. I can edit the profile, copy it, rename it, delete it, or preview it, which we'll get to in a minute. You also see the active profile here is the My Profile that I just created. Underneath that, I have a command section, which we'll go over in a minute, but it will allow me to quickly modify the startup state or current status of Windows services, and the description box, which again we'll go over in a minute, which will tell me more about specific services. On the right-hand side, I have two windows. I have the Profile Preview and the Current State window. Profile Preview will let me use that preview button I talked about earlier and load that profile into this window so I can see what exactly it entails. It gives me the number of installed services, the number that are running, and the number that are stopped. I can also clear that, and I can load various different profiles and get that same information for each. On the bottom is the current state of the machine, so it shows me all the services that are installed again, how many are running, how many are stopped, but more importantly the current status and startup type of each. It also lets me know which ones are required. Now, one of the great points about this application is I can quickly modify these different services here. For example, if I want to change the startup type of application layer gateway service, I could just go and select the button. Let's say we want to change it to automatic, and it will be changed to automatic. I can do the same thing with a context menu, change it to manual, or I can use the same thing to start and stop that service. Again, that is a little bit quicker than the built-in Windows utility, but what really makes it quicker is I can select multiple services, and assuming they have the same types, i.e. they're all stopped or they're all manual, I can use those very same commands to either start all three of those services or stop all three of those services, or change them all to automatic, or change them all back to manual. And you'll also notice that as I do that, we're looking to see if any profiles exist that match what I'm performing within this application. If it does, we'll match that profile up here. If not, we'll call it a custom profile. If I do change it to a custom profile, so I change it to a profile that doesn't currently exist, I can save that profile as something, so we'll call it my new profile. And again, that will be populated into our list here. We could even preview it, again, see what all the different items in that list are. One item I didn't go over yet is the description window. So each service that you have selected in the current view, the description or Windows description is populated into this window here, so you can get some more information about it. What I also included is a more information link that will actually perform a search on the web based on your desired website. There are a few out there that catalog all the Windows services. That will be able to be set in a configuration file when this application is released. You can also expand that window, so if the services or description is too big for that little section, you can open it up here and see a full view. Last thing I'll show you is how to activate other profiles. So right now I have my new profile as the active profile. If I want to go back to the original one that I created, I can select that, and you'll see that I can use this activate button to essentially take that snapshot and load it into this machine. So I'm going to click activate. At the end of it, you're going to get a summary window that's going to tell you all the different actions that it's performed. In this case, we just changed those 3 services back to the startup type manual, and you'll see that listed here. This is a pre-beta application. I'm not done coding it. There are some more features such as the profile editor and a profile fixer that will let you take templates and apply them to your machine. Take a look at my website. It's www.MaxsTechSpot.com for updates, as well as the forums, which is www.MaxsTechSpot.com/forums. I hope you enjoyed this demo, and I hope to see you using this application. Thank you.